Assalamu alaikum. The session will start in few minutes. Kindly wait. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi. It's my pleasure to welcome you all for today's workshop focused on a deeply important and often under-discussed topic, supporting mental health. Allow me to begin with a brief introduction about our academy. We are Ilm Hive Academy, a dedicated institution offering a range of Islamic courses and academic programs, both online and offline. In addition to our educational offerings, we provide personalized counseling services to support the mental well being of our community. We are honored to have with us Ms. Mehnaz Fatima, an aspiring counselor who has been actively involved in the mental health field for several years. Her experience includes working with children with special needs and collaborating closely with psychiatrists in hospital environments. This diverse background has given her a compassionate and insightful perspective on mental wellness. Ms. Mehnaz Fatima is dedicated to raising awareness around mental stress and emotional well being, particularly in spaces where stigma still exists. She is passionate about creating environments where open conversation around men's mental health are encouraged and supported. Please join with me and share insightful, experienced, and vision for more exclusive approach to mental health care. Over to you, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you so much for your kind words. It's been an honor to be working with Imtiaz brother. We know each other from quite some time, and giving me this platform to be speaking about something and creating an awareness in our community. It's so very important. Today's topic, men's mental health. Before I even begin my introduction, before I even start talking about the topic, let's go back to the childhood. The boys. As a child, we all fell down. We've been bullied at school. when somebody scases off, somebody pushes down, small accidents when happens in a childhood, what is the first thing that you've been hurt as a boy? Not in toward the girls or all overall children, but as a boy. Don't cry like a girl. Men don't cry. Only girls become sad like that. Why are you afraid of anyone like that? You should give it back and come. So, right from the childhood, these stigmas have been inherited in the boys. Don't cry. Give it back. That rage, and to suppress the emotion. First of all, crying is absolutely normal, even for a boy or a girl. From the very beginning of my session, I want to make it very much clear that men can cry. It's an emotion, it's a basic emotion. It will not make you weak or less manly. So from childhood, we've been hearing these things. And somehow it gets so adapted by us that we stop expressing our emotion. When somebody bullies you at school, there are 50% of children who don't come back home and tell it to the parents because what they know is for sure is what they're going to be hearing from their parents or their family members or their friends, which will make them feel weak. As they grow up and the childhood part, the schooling part, the workplace, even in the workplace, when you've been suppressed, when you've been dominating, when you've been living the life of the burnout phase, men don't talk about it. They want to live like that because they've not seen the other men talking about it. They don't see it as a problem. They just see it as a part of life. That's how you live with it. That's what they've been thinking, they've been taught, they've been seeing their fathers, they've been seeing their grandfathers. That's how they've been living with it. You have stress. That's how it is. That's how we've grown up. You've been depressed. क्या भी नहीं हो. That's how you are. You don't be weak like that. Just live with it. Ignore. You're not able to sleep. ऐसा उम्र होते होते you deteriorate. Health deteriorates. Don't talk about it. It's okay. Move on. You have been not able to live your normal life. You've been not able to focus. What is the big deal like that? You start thinking, you focus on your work, you have children to take care, you have a family to take care, you have to earn money, you have to do this, you have to do that. There's a standard that has been set for them. There is nothing beyond. This is a societal norm, and for which we have to break it. We need to bring a change about it. It's beyond that. It's beyond responsibilities for men. It's beyond the financial stress on men. It's beyond the relationship uh, pressures. It's beyond having this traumatized backgrounds. You need to come out and talk about it. It's not normal to live like that. Only if you are mentally and physically fit, you'll be able to think and live a normal life. You can't live like that for a long period of time. If you know how psychological and physical being is connected, it's not two different things. You are mentally, if you are sick, it directly impacts on your physical health. Going down the slides, we will be talking more detail about how physical and psychological things are connected. But to give you a small snippet or small example, for example, people who are stressed, sometimes they end up having stomach pain. People who are very anxious all the time may develop ulcer. These are not just my words, but these are medical facts. To give you a bigger example, if you know, heart attack is also caused by pressures and stress. So what I'm trying to tell is, from the very beginning, we need to normalize mental health. How physical health is important, exactly like that, mental health is also important. How you rush to a physician for your discomfort, your fever, or your headaches, and your physical discomfort, exactly like that, you need to reach out to a therapist whenever needed. If not a therapist, At least your family members, your community members. If not healed, please reach out to a therapist. There's so many people around you who are ready to help you. Sometimes more than a therapy or a medicine or anything like that, all you need is somebody to hear you out. And we are a group of people who are here to help. All we are trying to do is be there for you, help you grow, and have a mentally healthy life. So let's begin. I'm very passionate about what I'm doing. It gives me an opportunity to talk about things, to be able to be there for somebody when they think no one is by their side. I feel during the counseling process, more than anybody giving them a solution or a medicine or a therapy or anything like that, all they need sometimes is somebody to hear them out. Yes, we do therapy. There are different types of therapies. There are different types of counseling sessions. Sometimes it go on for months. Sometimes it goes on for years with different people. But after a certain point of time, it's more like a community and a bond. Somebody they look up to. They have a problem. They want to just share. They want to talk it out. They reach out to us. And this topic, men's mental health, has been in my mind for a very long time. And 2 years, 2.5 years back, I guess, uh, I I personally saw somebody, a male person, going through psychological stress, and it was beyond normal. It was beyond normal because of some issues and financial crisis and and so many things. I saw that person going through a lot of mental distress, and Among, during that phase of his life, I've never heard anybody tell him to seek out for help. All they told him that it's a part of life. It's a part of being a man. It's a part of being rough and tough. You can't be weak. You can't give up. And and trust me, and I saw how his health deteriorated and how uh, how emotionally drained he was getting in. And and exactly these are the situations so many men go through. And after over the 2 years of my time, I read, I met so many people, I discussed so many cases, and I've realized the importance of mental health, why they don't seek help. And you know what happens when people like that are beyond treatment, like they've been suppressing their emotions so much that in the end they just give up on their lives. Either they just give up on their lives or end up having a major health issue or having a heart attacks. If you're aware, men have the highest suicide rate. I will be giving you in more detail about it in the next slide. But before that, also in the recent news, and there is so many articles about how there is an increase rates of men dying of heart attack and getting cardiac arrest in their 30s and 40s. It's up in the news. It's not just words, it is not just for the heck of saying, but it's true. It's all on the news. You can just go up and read about it. It is true. Men are going through a lot of stress. And when they're stressed and then there are issues mentally, they are drained, mentally, they are depressed, there's anxiety, there's frustration. And if you don't seek help, the end result is very bad. When I say about suicide rates, I will give you in more detail and the more data about it in the next slide. By the way, this is one of my favorite quote. Anybody in my session who is going through, irrespective of man or a woman, whoever is listening to this, please read this. If you are struggling mentally, physically, emotionally, if you're going through, please remember it's not about you. It is just the situation and it is just the problem. It does not define who you are. And I'm really very happy to be having even women in this platform, and having a supportive partner, a supportive family member is very important. You don't have to look for a community outside because you're building your own community in your own homes. So I'm very happy and thank you so much for taking an initiative and joining the workshop. And the men in the workshop, I really appreciate your efforts. This is the first step in healing, and you've already taken that. It shows your courage, it shows your enthusiasm, it shows your self care. This is also a form of self care that you've been doing it. And coming back to this, anybody who's going through your mental issues and emotionally in a roller coaster ride, please remember it's not about you. Like the quote says, you walk in the rain, you feel the rain, but you are not the rain. So, whatever it is can be tackled, can be handled, can be seen, can be heard, and can be understood, most importantly. Never feel alone. Nobody's alone out here. We are all here to help. There's this big community, a psychological community out there is growing. People are becoming more aware and choosing this profession to be able to help each other. So, yeah. And the data part, like I was saying, 60% of men won't seek help. And this is not just my data, this is the survey from World Health Organization saying that men don't seek help because of the social stigma that is around them, that seeking help is more girly, seeking help is more like, make them less manly. And so many stigmas around. I don't have to even name them. You know it. You've heard it in all your life. And that's the reason suicide rate is also increasing. Apparently, men are 3.5 times more likely to die by suicide than women because men see that as their only option. And men have this whole thing, that they would ignore their symptoms till the very end. Their personalities, majority of the men's personality, I wouldn't say everyone, but they want to exhaust themselves. Please, my dear men, nobody appreciates your exhaustion. Don't exhaust yourself. Nobody is going to tell that you exhausted yourself so much. You've done so much for your life. You've done so much for the family. You've done so much for your children. And nobody's going to give you an award. Do your roles. Give your best as a father, as a brother, as a husband, as an employee, whatever. Please don't exhaust yourself and go beyond your physical and mental capability because your body is also an amana from Allah that you have to take care of it. Do you also know that you'll be questioned for this if you don't take care of your body? It's not just physical but mental also. This is also something that Allah will ask you. Why did you ignore your body till the very end? And like I said, so many men see suicide as their only resort. They're socially bullied, they're socially embarrassed, financially driven, can't do anything, just end their lives. So 1 in 5 men experience mental health issues. Mental health issues are much more different in women than men. And just like that, the symptoms are also very much different. Men have different mental health issues when compared to women. And we have to break the stigma around men seeking help, stigma among so many social prejudices that is being built around men that I'll be talking in the next slide. And today, the name of our workshop, Breaking Silence, is that to break the silence, to break the stigma, to break the prejudice around the men and their mental health. Everyone talks about women. I myself have been a part of so many webinars, so many workshops, and I've seen so many videos, so many TEDx talks, so many things. Majority of them have been in and around the women's mental health. And it's It's very sad to know that, not everyone talks about men's mental health, about them, about their personality, about their struggles, about their emotional roller coaster. So, one step at a time, we all together, as we grow, we are going to create more awareness. And by taking positive steps, we can be the change. Now, what are the warning signs? So, changes in the behavior. When I say changes in the behavior, so here we are talking about the mental issues. So, not all of us know what is depression, what is anxiety, and there is frustration, there is bipolar disorder, and there's so many disorders to go on if you want me to name it. And these mental disorders have common symptoms. And some of the common symptoms that you can see in the day-to-day life without being tested or without going through any some test or anything like that, you can see these warning signs. And what are they? Changes in the behavior. If you are not able to live the normal life that you lived before for more than 3 to 4 weeks, you're not able to focus, you're not able to think properly, you're not able to sleep, whatever the normal aspects of your personal life, you've not been able to do it for more than 3 to 4 weeks, is nothing but depression. Depression has various symptoms. It's different from women. Please remember, it's not same as men. Yeah, there are common symptoms, but it's much more different than when compared to men. And so, like changes in the behavior, increased irritability. Like for every small little thing, there's an argument. For every small little issue, there is a huge conflict. Things that you could have been included, things that could have been ignored, laughed upon, now is a big deal. And sleepless nights, insomnia, not being able to sleep for more than 5 weeks on a normal cycle is a major disorder. You need to speak about it. When there is subconsciously, when there are issues that have been bothering you for a very long period of time, it starts showing on your hormones. When these hormones react, you're not able to live your day-to-day life. Sleep problems are real. It's not trendy. If I have these, if you are a parent to some teens, or you have brothers and sisters who are teenager stage, the adulthood stage, there's this weird trend, having this not sleeping in the night and sleeping throughout the day. It's crazy, it's bad, it's horrible. Trust me. There is a sleep cycle that needs to be maintained. Yeah, once in a while you work, you just chilling, you're having fun with a group of people, you are just having fun with your family, you haven't slept, you've been just chilling through the night. It's okay once in a while to do it. But calling it as a cool thing, watching series throughout the night or doing something uh, unproductive through the night and not continuing that type of pattern for a very long time will disrupt your mental health. It'll start showing on your physical health where there's lack of appetite or there is extreme binge eating, when when there is thinking capacity, logical thinking is reduced. Sleep is directly linked to logical thinking. You're not able to think logically when your sleep cycle is disrupted. So please give importance to sleep. Don't consider it as a cool thing. And if somebody you know has been doing that, please give them some facts, please correct them and tell them it is not okay. And even after telling that it's not been helpful to them, try few remedies like some green tea before you sleep, or having a walk, doing some exercise, where your body gets tired and you get back to sleep. Even if that is not helping, please reach out to the therapist, a counselor, where you can speak about it and see what you can do. Physical symptoms. I'm so much more aware of physical symptoms now than I was before. Mentally, when you're stressed, when you're stressed, it directly starts showing in your physical body. Men, especially, I don't know how many people are aware of these things. When I first read it or heard it, I was shocked because I personally know so many people, like in my family, go through this. Stress also leads to digestive issues. So digestion is also related to mental health sometimes. Having just popping up some pandy or drinking some Eno and just hurrying it down is not, if that is not helping you, please know it. It's not just your s- stomach issues. It is also something beyond that. I read this article where a lot of men, especially, uh, complain about digestive issues and gastritis. And there was this quote somebody the other day told me that it came from a doctor. So he's like, yeah, that's very true. How digestive systems and having digestive problem is equally related to anxiety and fear and concerns and frustration. And he mentioned that actually, you know what? Happy gut is happy mind. And when I read more deeper on it, it's true. It's very much true. So when I say physical symptoms, it could be that. It could be headaches. It could be muscle tensions. The back, the back part of your neck constantly you're being very discomforted. There's some sort of pulling. There is, you think it's a catch. You think it's some pain. You slept on the wrong side of the bed. And even after trying these remedies, getting some physio and things that's not helping you, please know it is the mental health, not the physical pain. Then, like I said, muscle stiffness, headache, sometimes body pain is also it also happens with that. And very rare, people also develop fever when you're too exhausted mentally and physically. You've been had a very tough and a long day. You start feeling chills in your body. It is just chills, but we end up thinking it's fever and we just pop up dolo. But it may help. I'm not saying it will not. But when you feel like that, please get a sip of coffee. It's a sip of hot water, not coffee. I'm sorry. But sip of hot water. Get some green tea. Get somebody to talk to about your day and it'll help you. See, women seek help, if not even professionally, they somehow just share it with somebody, their friends, their family, they talk about it, and it helps them. I'm not telling all women do, but some majority of them will just get through it. But men usually choose problem focused strategies. What is problem focused strategies in layman's term? Just tell you, it's a big topic, but just to tell you that they just choose escapism. They just want to escape this problem, escape. There is an argument, escape. You're stressed on your workplace. The common thing I'm sure many of you have heard is go for a trip. Let's go for a boys trip. Let's go for a family trip. बहुत tension है, बहुत काम का stress है. Let's just go. And that is what they do. Like you just want to choose an escapism, come back and live the normal life, but it is there back in your mind. It may help you temporarily if it's a small thing, if it's a very small issue, if it's a small conflict, but it's not a big thing. It may help you to get distracted and move on. But if it's a deeper problem, it'll later have a bigger impact. And that's why we need to break the stigma. Like anxiety, frustration, depression, insomnia, lack of focus, no appetite. Men have this any all the symptoms that men have is on the extreme side. Either they have extreme symptoms or the low symptoms. Women usually show the lower symptoms part, like low mood swings, low energy, low things. But majority of the men is on the higher side, like higher anger. Either they have no appetite or they binge eat. Higher irritability on the higher side, you know. And also, I want to mention there was one such study made by this American company. It's a private company. They did a survey, and they found out that elderly men who feel isolated and depressed die by suicide more than women. And depression, isolation, loneliness, it's a different topic altogether for the men in their 40s and 50s. It's a different thing. It hits different when compared to men. Sorry, when compared to women. So these are the facts I'm stating, not just saying it, but elder men die more of suicide than the younger men when they feel isolated and depressed. Because over the part of time, all your life, you just invest your eggs in just one basket. Either it's just to work to make money, 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 educate your children, 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 get them married, get them settled, get a house, buy this, buy that, do that, do this. It's all just in the one way. You forget to invest your eggs in other baskets. This is so important. I keep telling everybody, the people I meet who are going through some, when I meet them personally, when they seek help, please put your eggs in different baskets. Friends, family, community, work, uh, passion, career, in everything, put it like that. Don't invest all your eggs in just one basket. Men usually either spend everything in their workplace and ignore family altogether. And when they come back home after their retirement, they have nobody because there's no bond, there's no love, there is no understanding. There's just conflicts. You just come back home and feel so strange. Come back home as in when you retire, you spend most of the time at home, not at the workplace. All you did all your life, 40 years, 50 years of your life is get up in the morning, get ready, eat your breakfast, go to work, come back in the night, eat your dinner, sleep, get up in the morning, go. This is the cycle. You've repeated it throughout your life. And in the end, when you came back home, you found nobody. Nobody, as in there was no connection to live with. And that is called sunset phase. And that's when most of the men start feeling lonely. Please work on your interpersonal relationship with your partner, relationship with your children. Give them equal time. Life is beyond just making money. I know men are the providers of the family. They need to provide. And at this given point of time, when everything is so expensive, rentals are so expensive, the fee structures of children are so expensive, the lifestyles are so expensive. You want to give them the best life, but at the same time, please give a life to yourself. Don't live a lifeless life, and plan your life from the beginning. Make every day count to spend each day with your family, with your wife, with your partner, with your children. If you have, I'm sure many of you have. When I say partner, they'll be like, "उसके साथ कौन जा कर रहा है? Who will talk to her? Yeah, she's in big problem. If I open my mouth, there'll be issues. If I open my mouth, we have an argument." I'm sure. But this is something that can be tackled. There are couple counseling. If you can't do it by yourself, when you both can't sit down and have an open conversation, please reach out to a professional and deal with it and resolve it. A person who seeks help is not weak, but actually it's a sign of a strength. He's the smartest person. It does not make him weak. He's actually solving something. He's at least making an effort to do it. So it goes on for the women as well. Please work on your relationship. Please be there for each other. And I have a small video that I want you all to see. I believe in visual learning. I believe that theory, I mean, I'm sure theory has an impact, but equally, I feel visual learning has a great impact. So I want to play a small clip. Please stay with me. Um, like you saw what mental health for the men is. We're going to talk about the issues that they go through, depression that we already spoke about, anxiety, substance abuse. It's also what most of the men choose. And there's on the, I mean, alcoholism and drug abuse says yada what our men, our community men chooses smoking. Smoking does not help. What they've been taught about, what they've been doing is you're stressed, you have a problem, go get a puff, go get a smoke. I can't think, I'll just go smoke and come. I can't sleep, I'll just smoke and come. Yo, there's so much tension. Just give me a minute, I'll just go smoke and come. It is not helping you, trust me. The science behind this is the small pleasure that gives you for a minute, it actually integrates, releases stress hormones in your body and makes you even more anxious. That anxious signal that gives in your body, you feel that you've been craving for smoking and you go back to smoking again. Physically, how much bad it deteriorates your health, you know it. I don't have to say it. There it's all up. We've been heard so many times. The cigarette packet itself has a beautiful image on it to say how bad it is. But mentally, the signals that releases in your mind, it actually creates more anxious hormones than the satisfying. The satisfaction lasts only for a few seconds and later releases the anxious hormones, which is discomfort, which is not a good sign. And over a period of over the prolonged period of substance abuse will lead to major loss of the body itself. We know it, what happens to our body. And please don't take it lightly. Don't choose this as some as a solution. Please choose a better, smarter solution to the problem. Like I said, men choose escapism. Also, in a TED Talks, one of the great TED Talks that I recently saw, where there was this man who said, the speaker said that there's this Harvard study on men's mental health, and the study says that the study was done over the period of time, like 5 years to 10 years. They've been studying on the men's personality and their mental health and how they tackle, and they came up with these 3 points. They choose only 3 things. I'm sure all of you all can relate to it. One, escapism, like I mentioned, you just want to escape from it. There's no confrontation. Even when there's a conflict, smallest example that if you want me to explain is a conflict with your partner, you don't want to confront it. You just want to make it look like it doesn't exist. Escapism, to give you more detail about this, escapism can also be smoking, just escaping, not being talking about it, ignoring, not considering it as a problem itself, as that something that doesn't exist, something that bothers you, you don't talk about it. That is called escapism. Then men choose withdrawal, like withdrawal as in procrastination. They choose to procrastinate things. They choose to not choose the things that causes them discomfort for some very, very long time. They start avoiding plans. They don't concentrate. They just postpone the plans and don't really focus. So that is escapism, that is withdrawal. And third is I was shocked when I actually heard this. It's called decentralization, which means there are a group of men when they're stressed, they do things like over, like highly angry, highly aggressive, highly binge eating it. Like, and also one thing that I also heard is overspending is also a sign. Apparently, some men choose to overspend. I personally have seen so many men that do this, and it's actually a sign of stress. It comes under decentralization. So that escapism, withdrawal, decentralization is what men choose when they are stressed. There's not just one factor. I'm sure it's not just one factor that uh, one factor that for which they feel stressed. They are not just one. There are too many things put together. There is a mountain of things, and boom, it blows like a volcano. Before that blows, please take care. Stress related disorders can be a lot of things. Oh, sorry, there's post traumatic stress disorder. I think we'll talk about this in the next slide. Stress related disorders can be, I'll tell you about the physical symptoms more than the mental ones here. Like it could be the constant headache, the migraine, the muscle stiffness, which has digestive issues, the promotion of ulcers in the body, and so many things. And we'll talk more in detail in the next slide. All emotions piled up together leads to depression. End of the conversation of this slide, if you accept it that there is a problem, half the problem is solved. If you know that there is hope for it to get resolved, your problem is resolved. So acceptance and hope is all we need. I can't go each issue in more detail and what is the therapy, what are the treatment plan and everything together right now because of the lack of time that we have. But I could overall just cover it up for you all, tell you what is different type of mental issues, what are the symptoms, the basic layman symptoms that I can explain it to you, and what can be done. We'll also be discussing the different therapies, different treatment plans that we can do. Post-traumatic stress disorder. Post-traumatic stress disorder, I'm just going to brush it up for you all. On a bigger picture, post-traumatic stress, military, men in the war zone. Earlier, they used to say that these are the common men that go through post-traumatic stress disorder when a big emotionally, physically drained issue happens in your life, it stays with you for a very long time. And it later moves into post traumatic stress disorder. Post traumatic disorder is a different disease altogether. It needs a different treatment, it needs a different therapy. But these are the symptoms that the men go through. But what I really want to emphasize here is it is not just them. While I was reading upon this topic, I read about so many people, like men, common men and women who go to post-traumatic stress disorder. And one common symptom that I want to talk today is about the childhood trauma that children go through and how it moves on to you till the very end. It stays with you till the very end. As a child, if you have an abusive parent, if you have parents who've been on not on a very good terms, on a very violent side, very aggressive, very irritable. So throughout your childhood, if you seen them like that as you grow up, it stays with you for a very long time. And how it stays with you for a very long time is this: as you grow up, you develop fears, you develop insecurity, you develop some. There are certain behavioral changes that you want to make, you develop some sort of pressure to not be able to live a relationship like that. So you become more possessive and more protective in your relationship. So when you see as a child, when you see your parents constantly fighting, constantly arguing, constantly under stress, there's constant violence in the family, there's constant abuse in the family, you may think it is absolutely normal over a period of time. But as you grow up, there is one phase of your life where we are not able to do anything beyond those fears and concerns, and it starts showing you in your different relationships. In your relationships, as in if a child who's seen his father being very abusive, very irritated, very frustrated, very violent in his childhood, will become very possessive. very insecure as a grown-up man, as a grown-up adult. And this is a real problem. If you are insecure, if you are fearful of so many things, if you're living life under constant anxiety that you don't want to go back to those moments, you don't want to be healed what happened during the childhood, you don't want to resolve this unresolved conflicts, it will stay with you for a very long time unless and until you talk about it. If this is the kind of past you've been lived and it has been bothering you, there are some people who move on, who don't really look at it as a big issue. They've accepted it and they've moved on. But if you are somebody this has stayed with you from a very long time, please seek help. If it has been bothering you, please seek help. If you're insecure, if you are uh, fearful of so many incidents from your childhood, even till date, please seek help. And you can talk about it to somebody. And also some children who see their parents under great financial stress. See, it is a God's plan that, I mean, everyone has a different plan. But as a child who sees their parents in extreme financial crisis and is constantly seeing them struggling for financial need, as a grown-up man, as a grown-up adult, there may be a sign of him living in that stress, in that fear of not being able to be like that again. So it's absolutely normal to feel like that for some time. But if you are living life every day like that in that anxiety, that's not normal. If you start your day with that fear, if you end that day with that fear of living life like that, having that financial fear, having that fear of losing your loved ones, once in a while you do that, once in a while you feel like that, it's absolutely normal. But if that stays with you for a very long time, please seek help. And men don't seek help. That is because of this whole stigma that is around it. Okay, you are tough. Don't you are a man. What is it? It's not a big deal. Deal with it. Don't cry like a girl. You can't if you and also I want to mention, when I say that reach out to somebody, reach out to the right person. If you reach out to the wrong person, it may put an end to everything. If you reach out to somebody with the whole expectation that you'll be heard, you'll be felt understood, and if the other person is judgmental and tells you that it's nothing, it is it puts an end to that whole process. So please reach out to the right person who you think is the person who will help you out, is the person who will guide you through, and non-judgmental especially. If you know counseling is a confidential process, you come inside the room, you talk. Once you go out, we don't know each other. I mean, we may say a hi bye, but once we move out of the cabin, there's absolutely confidentiality that has been sealed. You don't talk about it outside the room. Whatever we spoke with each other stays with us. This is one assurance that I can give you in the counseling process. This is the first and foremost principle of counseling, confidentiality. You do not talk about it outside. Whatever you speak, it stays within us and non judgmental. They don't judge you. They don't tell you you're weak. They don't tell you you're less manly. They don't tell you you're bad. They don't tell you you are horrible. They don't tell you you're stupid, you're foolish. They don't tell you, they just hear you out. And counseling can also be told as it's like a mirror. You it's you seeing yourself on the other side. You just mirror your emotions. You get more clarity. It's called catharsis, where you just talk your heart out, which you just vent it out and speak about it. And fear of being judged. We also have this fear of being judged that if you seek out to a counselor, if you go for counseling, if you seek help, if people know, what will they say? What will they think? The male ego will not let them go and seek help. Cultural barriers. Our fathers didn't go, our grandfathers didn't go. Nobody went. हमें सभी कैसी लाइफ चाहिए, we had so much struggle, हमें सभी ऐसा थे वैसा थे, अब तुम ना क्या प्रॉब्लम, तुम ना दो बच्चे नहीं संभालने होता, you can't live life like this, you have everything, this is a luxurious life we all wished for. These judgments Sunko, people think whatever they are going through is a part of life. But their generation was different, their lives were different, their times were different. Now it's different. Our emotional capabilities are also different. Back then, there were no counselors, there were no treatment plan, also. I wish it was there for them. But now that we have it, please make use of it. Also, I will be talking about how AI can also help you in the counseling part. So, yes, the big role of this workshop itself is to break the stigma of men seeking help, the men feeling depressed, the men feeling sadness also. Sadness is an emotion. Crying is an emotion. Everyone can feel it. A guy, a girl, a child, a man, old lady, old man, old grandpa, everyone. It's a part of human being. Let's stop judging men when they feel sad, when they feel upset. It's a part of it. And and let's be there for each other. If you're a man, if your friend needs help, if he's struggling with something, please lift him up, please help him, please be there for him. If not for you, life is a circle, it's karma. What you give will come back to you. Please be kind. Kindness is not just rewarded by Allah, but also in this worldly life also will come back to you in some or the other way. So, self-awareness, reading about it. If you have not been able to live the normal life, check upon it, be aware, read about it. Everything is in the prick of our hands now, guys. The current times, the internet, the AI, the chat GPT, everything is available to us. It is just the source. It is just an effort that you need to make. Not even to type. Sometimes you can just audio it and read about it. Everything is at the hands of it. You can't physically go reach out to a therapist. They're online therapists as well. You can't, you have no idea about what is the treatment plan and things like. Please read about it. You want to do something, you want to look for a job opportunity, look for it online. You can go you can go around the world wherever you are with the use of the internet. Make use of it. Positive role models. If you be the change today, you will see the outcome in your children in the coming future, in the coming years. If you don't change now, if you don't break the cycles of the normalcy, what is normal life? What is the positive life? What is the non toxic life? If you break the cycle today, if you create that environment for yourself and the people around you, your children, your life ahead, your future will have a much more comfortable environment. We need to be the change. We together, we can build a better community. So the next topic is toxic masculinity. It is the most interesting and the core topic of this workshop. Please stay with me. Don't get bored already. We all have the short attention span and we just want to rush. But I have this video that I want to play before I begin. Please stay with me and watch this. I'm so happy to be able to talk about this. Toxic masculinity is real. I'm sure so many of you must have connected to what you saw in the slide, I mean, in the video. If you've been, if you've seen the movies like Animal, Kabir Singh, Sanju, and this recent Netflix series, Adolescence, if I'm not wrong, the common thing in this movie that you can see is this toxic masculinity fear. Toxic masculinity is this, what you saw in the video. Men don't cry, toughen it up. Don't be a woman, don't be a pussy, don't be don't be empathetic, don't be upset, don't be afraid. These are the prejudice that has been set by the society. And who made these things? And once they are made, there have been this generation to generation that has been following it. It's like a standard of personality book that is given to man. You have to be like this in the society. If you are not this, you are not accepted. If you're not this, this is wrong. If you're not this, you will be taken for granted. Leader is different. Toxic leader is different. Having that leadership relationship, having that leadership quality at workplace is okay, but having that leadership, toxic leadership quality in every aspect of your life is not okay. There's also a term that is there, like alpha men, if I'm not wrong, that men who is like powerful, authoritative, dominating, मैं जो बोलता हूँ वो मैं जो बोलता हूँ वो सही, अब रात को तो अब रात, अब जो है सो है, you have to follow it. You like it, you don't like it. The men, they think that speaking loudly solves everything. जोर से बात करे तो सब दब जाना, जोर से बात करना, speaking in a higher voice, using abusive language controls the people, or just blunting out on somebody, putting people down will help winning the argument, winning the conversation is toxic masculinity. I'm sure all of you have must have seen this type of personality people in and around you. But Alhamdulillah, there also has been so much change in people at this current time. They are more empathetic, they are more appreciative, they are more loving, they are more caring towards their families. I'm not going to deny all these things, but also there is one set of group of people still lives in this hole. And we may not be a part of it to bring awareness that there are men that exist, and to be aware of it when they have it, when they are around you, makes you more prepared. When you live with people like this personality, what will happen? Tumhari khud ki personality is shattered. You don't have the confidence to live. You live in the constant insecure life. Insecurities are built. Toxic masculinity ka another trait is not seeking help, because it may make you feel or look weak. That is also a trait that has been passed on from the generation to generation. Who made these? These are not for us. This is not the ideal image or the role that we play in. This is now it is. Apparently, toxic masculinity is also the reason for the rape culture in the West. The people have been creating massive awareness on the toxic masculinity personalities to put an end to it, because men think that asserting power on women, asserting power in the workplace, asserting power in your day-to-day life will get you what you want. And that is not been the right status, especially in the West. And like I said, toxic masculinity all around you, according to the study. It promotes rape culture, sexual assault, insecurity in the people, fear of being judged. This is all the traits of toxic masculinity, and we need to break that stigma. You know what happens when you do that? When your personality, when you're so used to living like that, and when your expectations are not met, it leads to isolation and loneliness. When you constantly want people under you, you constantly want to live under that power and fear, everybody leave you in the end. If you want to know more about it, if you want to learn more about it, please, there are a lot of TEDx talks on this. There are a lot of beautiful videos on this. There are also movies that I mentioned. These are all just the recent movies, so people can connect, but you can look it up in the internet and know more about it. The problem is real, and it's crazy because now we can connect the dots in our lives, like how our the forefathers were, how our grandparents were, how the family structure. There was this one man in the family like this, and how it destructed the environment. How you were just there was only respect for that person because he was an elder figure. He was a part of the family, but there was no connection, there was no love, there was no empathy towards him because of these traits, and nobody really enjoys their company, because of the constant negative vibes, the rage. Also, you must have heard that gunda panti attitude in the college culture. Like if it goes some, not if anybody doesn't listen to, just give them one, is also a part of toxic masculinity. Like मारपीट में काम बना लेना, आवाज में violence में काम बन जाता है. If you want something, be like this. Have that rage in you, You need to have that, what do you say? These are the slangs that we use in the college culture. It's still there. The bullying, the hitting, the videos, you must have seen how a small kid came and started hitting the other one. And the other one is the most on the softer side, on the sensitive side. And he was seen as weak and fragile. And in the end, he wanted to exert power in the wrong place, which is not right. This is what happens. So toxic masculinity is actually very toxic. But healthy masculinity is real. There's so many men who are so fragile, so sensitive, so empathetic towards everyone, who emotionally understand the people around them, who respect them for who they are. Vulnerability is not weakness, it is the strength of a man. Our ideal role model of our life is our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. The life he led, he was empathetic, he was caring, he was strong, he was fearless. He was at the same time very emotional, very sensitive person, and he was fearless, like I said. Healthy boundaries are also, he's our ideal role model for us to live life like that. And he was in a toxic, he was in dominating, he was in fear, he wasn't exerting. Just because he had power, he didn't exert power in the wrong way, he was just using the power in the most righteous ways. So yeah, healthy boundaries is very important, guys. It's not just for the women, for the men as well. It can be in your relationship, it can be in your business culture. It can be in your friendship, in a community, in a social. Don't be that scapegoat. If something is bothering you, if there's somebody who's constantly putting you down, who's constantly disturbing you, please set a clear boundary around you and stop that right away. If you don't put healthy boundaries, you will live life of anxiety and insecurity forever. Healthy boundaries is very, very, very important. If you can't do it by yourself, please take help of others and how you can be assertive in life. There are some men who can't even ask their money back they've been lended to others because of the fear of being judged, because of the fear of losing their friendship, or because of the fear of making them look like less less incomist or something like that. So a lot of judgments, because of being judged, they don't do the basic needs also. So these are healthy boundaries that you need to be kept in mind. Personal growth. You know it. Treatment options for the mental issues are these. These are the overall just the glimpse of it. When I say counseling, counseling is one-on-one counseling where you meet a counselor, you talk about it. It is very confidential. It is for a short period of time. If you've been diagnosed for a actual longer, bigger issue, you move to psychotherapy. When I say psychotherapy, psychotherapy it has a lot of things. There is cognitive behavior therapy, there is mindful therapy, there is PA. There's so many things that come under this. According to your needs, what suits, we choose psychotherapy and work on it. CBT is a great type of therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy. It is not just for like depression and anxiety, but what it does is it changes your perspective in life. It changes your thinking capability, it changes your aspects, it changes your thinking pattern. You unlearn a lot of things in CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. Then medication. Medication is the psychiatry part. If not healed from psychotherapy and counseling and everything, you go to medication where you've been given pills, antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication, sleeping pills, like that. Then there are support groups. Make your own community. Like I told, don't put eggs in one basket. Please put eggs in different basket. Have a group of people where you talk about, spend time, where you discuss things, where you just talk about your day-to-day life and lifestyle changes. You know what it is. And if family therapy, if you been have facing a lot of family issues. There are conflicts within the family. So there are family therapists, great family therapists, which they work with the whole family all together. They work one by one. They work all together, and you learn a lot of coping techniques and make your home as a happy environment again. There's couple therapy as well for the conflict management and few men who are not able to balance their work-life balance, who are not able to, who are facing a lot of burnouts in their professional life. You can also seek help where they help you cope with the coping techniques and how you can come out of it, how you can find a better way and not repeat the burnout phase again. Then and without the professional help and everything, what we can do to each other, just be there for someone to help. And be there for somebody. Somebody's telling you they've had the horrible day, they had the horrible month, the loss, the business loss they went through, the professional, the personal life, maybe they're having some conflicts, they just want to share it off. Please just hear them out. Please just give them a minute or two. That can be the solution. Be kind and non-judgmental. Don't judge them. ये क्या पाए कब भी रोते रहता ना पा क्या ये you're such a there's this common term that we use choru ka gulam or being like a girl, you cry like a girl, be a man, non-judgmental. Please don't judge them. Everyone, emotion is a part of life. Everyone can go through it. All they want is somebody to just hear them out and offer them practical support. And this relationship, like I told in the beginning, I mentioned that I'll be talking about the physical and psychological connection. How, if you're mentally stressed, it will directly show on your psychological being. It is very interesting. And I'm not sure, just a minute. I have my team here. My teammate is here, who is also, just a minute, is here. Just a minute, guys. Furhan, are you here? Furqan, are you here? Okay, anyway, um, I don't think he was able to make it up. He's a very he's a part of my team, and he's also an MBBS student. He was going to enlighten you guys about a lot of physical symptoms and how psychological being and physical symptoms are connected. But I will give you a glimpse on how it is. Like I said, happy gut and happy mind. And apparently, mental issues are like if you're constantly anxious and if you're constantly living under stress, it shows directly on your digestive issues. And and that is real actually. So what happens when you are angry, you start sweating, you start shaking, you feel nauseous, you are unable to breathe, you are unable to think. It directly starts showing on the physical body. And when these symptoms happen, when you are not able to sleep, when you're not able to do anything, you're not able to uh, take decisions for yourself, think about it, what's going on in your mind as well. It is not just your body. What we think is they just rush to a physician and tell him this is happening, go take a medicine, pop a pill, and done. No, it is back in your mind. There is some deeper problem that you are going through. And yeah, I think I mentioned these professional helps that you can get, where to help, their support groups, how to help, what to expect from counseling. And this is an important part that I want to mention. I know for sure, like I told, we all have a short attention span. Nobody wants to take time and go to talk to someone also sometimes. Nobody wants to take an appointment sometimes. We just want to brush it off. We all are in the part of reels and shorts phase of life where we want everything quick, where we want to just brush it off and not wait for a long period of time, or we don't have the patience to reach out to something. So, what AI can do here? AI is doing a fantastic job. And in AI, how AI can help you, especially for the men. I know men. I can talk about journaling. Journaling is great, how you can write your thoughts and all that. But I know for sure, out of 10, not 8 men will write. Not 8 men will even look for a pen. Where is the pen? So what you can do is, I'm going to mention a few apps, AI apps, which is mainly made for the mental health. Like the Fortis Healthcare has come up with this app, the mindfulness app. And then there is also another healthcare company that has created this app called Manodayam. So these are the self-assessing apps where you can just vent it out, blunt it out, and they will tell you the coping techniques. You can just type, I feel exhausted, I feel frustrated because of so and so, so and so, so and so. And the AI will tell you the basic coping techniques, basic things that you can do in your day-to-day life. And there was when I was discussing the coping technique, there was somebody who told me about the WhatsApp me. So we all know there is where you can message your own self on the WhatsApp. So they told me that when I have a very long, tiring day or very exhausting day where I'm totally frustrated and I don't want to talk to anybody, but I also want to share it with someone, what I do is just take an audio, just talk it out on the WhatsApp and send it to myself. And I feel so much, so much, so much better. And that this came from a man. And I thought, Please send a thumbs up if you can. Can you hear me now, guys? I'm so sorry. Uh, I'm so sorry for the technical issue. So I don't know which part of it was missed, but I'll just go through it again. The deep breathing part will give you more clarity, more thinking ability. You'll be able to think much more clearer. And time management, please learn this skill. Learn for yourself, if not for others. Work-life balance is so important. When you learn the art of managing the time, everything is solved. Everything is much more balanced. You're able to give time for everything, and it'll also help you not going through the burnout. I'm sure the corporate people know what is burnout, and not just corporate, anybody who works in the business culture, the corporate sector, wherever they are, burnout is it's like that one part of yourself where it feels overwhelmed, overworked, overtired, overstressed. It leads to anger, it leads to frustration, it leads to irritability in the work life. So when you do beyond your capability, it leads to burnout. So be mindful of what you're doing. Just don't choose escapism as a coping technique. Be mindful of using much more easier, much more smarter choice. And cognitive restructuring is CBT. CBT is this, it changes your thinking pattern. Let's break the stigma on the toxic masculinity culture. Let's be more empathetic. Let's be more open to conversations. Let's be more open to positive changes. And for all the women, please try to understand from the man's perspective also, because the kind of thought process they've been grown up with, they may not be all the time exactly on the same boat as you, because their thinking capacity is much more different as yours. They are much more less empathetic because they've grown up like that. And men, it's time for you to change as well, where you are much more adaptive, where you are much more open to change. And it's very inspiring to see men like this around you, who are so positive, who are so caring. And these are the kind of men that we want for a better community, who are more approachable. When I come, when I just randomly want, when I want to talk to somebody, when I have somebody who's more approachable, more positive, more loving, caring, non-judgmental, imagine that kind of a state, that kind of a community we build. We'll have less suicide rates, then we'll have less health issues, we'll have less toxic men also. So together we can all be the change. And yeah, I can go on with self-care, but I know men being men won't really emphasize on self-care. But when I say self-care, it's not just your skincare routine or you're taking care of yourself, going shopping or buying food things, but self-care is these also, like exercise. Like I told you, there are these hormones in your body that release happy hormones. So there are these four happy hormones in your body. When they release, when you do these particular things in your life, when you feel sad for a very long time, when you are just so low on the low mood side, when you're low energy side, try these things. There's something called as dopamine hormone, that releases. It's like a reward. It only releases when when you take, like, eat your favorite food, eat your favorite dessert, or celebrate small wins. So this is called dopamine hormone. Then there's something called as oxytocin hormone. When you feel very sad, when you feel ignored or lonely, just go play with your pet or hug your loved one or hold your hand with somebody. That's called an oxytocin. And there is something called a serotonin. That's like the mood stabilizer. When you feel irritated constantly, when you feel irritated more than 5 to 6 times in the day, and you need to seek help, no doubt. But if you can do these small things and it can help you, why not? And that happens, the serotonin only releases when you do these things, like just going on a walk in the sun, soaking up the sun, meditating, just being in the park, in the nature will also help you, make you feel much more happier. And for exercise, I told you that there's a happy hormone that releases. It's called endorphin. When you exercise, it can be a workout, it can be a walk, it can be yoga, it can be whatever. When you do this is hormone releases in your body, and there's great changes, biological changes that happens. Apart from the whole physical fitness, bodybuilding, losing weight, building muscles, these things are also very much important, and that can happen through exercise also. And stress management. A few tips that in layman terms that I can help you for stress management is, if you are having unresolved issues, unresolved conflicts, what you can do is take a time off. When you are overwhelmed, please do not take decisions at that particular time. Take a day off. Don't talk about it. Don't think about it. Give it a day of time. The next day, think about it and make a decision. You'll be making a much more smarter choice. When you are overwhelmed, when you are on a higher emotional side, you will tend to make a decision that will lead to only destruction. It's also a hadisi baat that गुस्से में फैसला नहीं करना. So when you are in that state of mind, do not take any decision. Give it some time. And that will may also help you be less stressful. And breathing, take a breath, walk. I really emphasize on this because I've seen it, been it, done that, and how a small brisk walk can also make us so much difference. But I also tell you all, go for a walk without your phones, without your gadgets, and anything, without any distraction. Just be yourself. Just go for a walk around. At least in at the end of the day, have that time for yourself where you unwind all your day, all your issues, all your problems in your life. And walk really helps. And building social connections, putting eggs in different baskets, having a set of friends that you talk to, having a set of friends that you discuss when you have a problem, business related issue, when you have guidance, when you need somebody to give you tips and tricks. Have somebody whom you discuss your family, wins and ups and downs, and then have a group of people. So have social connections where you're connected to each other. So in that way, we are building a community. There is less loneliness, there is less isolation, there is also less frustration because you have somebody to talk to about it. And even if you are unfortunate to build such community, and if you are unfortunate and if you have more negative people in your life, then you can always reach out for a counselor or a therapist. You can build a community within your own on the other side. And hobbies and interests, please don't look at it as some girly thing. Hobbies and interests are so important, especially for men, because you need to have at least one thing that you like apart from your work life. Just going to office working is not a hobby, it's not an interest. Just choose one thing that you like in your life, and and you will thank me later when you get retired. Why do men die of loneliness in the end? Because of lack of relationship, one. Yes. Second, they don't have anything to do. They don't enjoy anything anymore because all their lives they did was work. They just thought about making money, working. And when they came back home retired, they didn't have anything to do. And the lockdown was an eye opener for so many men because they realized they are nothing without their work. And so many men chose so many hobbies, and they chose so many interests. So many even discovered that they are great at cooking, and corporate people realize that they have great business skills. And so many people realize their hidden talents. So again, breaking the stigma, it's not just for girls, even the guys. Choose something that you like apart from your work and keep doing it once in a while. It'll keep you It will make you feel better. And yeah, that's about it. That was our workshop and our intake. My teammate who was not able to talk during the psychological and physical relationship part, let me introduce you to him. He is an MBBS student who will give you a medical perspective and tell you why it is important. Furqan, over to you. Yeah, just a minute, Furqan. My
Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible?
yes,
Hello.
yes, you are.
Okay, just a minute. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm just gonna quickly give you a medical perspective on stress. So, most people think stress is just an emotion, but stress is actually a full body event. It affects your heart, your brain, and your gut, and even your immune system. So, basically, what happens during stress is when we feel stressed, there are two hormones acting. One is called adrenaline and cortisol. So these two hormones are basically what it does is it increases the heart rate and blood sugar rises, and even sometimes digestion problems occur. So overall, in long term, it what do you say? It leads to high blood pressure, poor sleep, and also weight gain, and especially weakened immunity. We don't realize the importance of it, but it is very underestimated. But breathing activities and exercises help in controlling this so much, there's a parasympathetic nervous system in the body which basically calms the heart rate and blood pressure. So I'm just going to quickly give you an activity. Whenever you feel stressed, you just take out 5 minutes for yourself and do this activity, and it is scientifically proven, and also physiologically it helps your body to recover from the stress. So it is called box breathing. Or what you do is basically it's a 5 second protocol. You inhale for 5 seconds, hold your breath for 5 seconds, exhale for 5 seconds, hold your breath for 5 seconds. This might sound foolish or kiddish, but I have seen people underestimate this. But just try it once, and you'll know the huge difference your body goes through. And good sleep resets the HP axis. It's a control center in brain. Sleep insomnia patients are usually stressed out, but it's actually opposite. When people are stressed out, they gain weight and they lose sleep. People underestimate this and think it's because of insomnia I'm stressed out, but this is not the thing. And how do you say, happy gut is happy mind. As it was mentioned earlier, happy gut is happy mind. When people are stressed out or hear bad news, they usually get their stomach upset or they get a stomach pain. It's a physiological process in the body. So why does this happen is when there are hormones which I mentioned, adrenaline and cortisol, it directly affects your digestive system. So what in long term basis, in India especially, there is very low fiber content in our food, in our diet. So what I suggest is you can take this one supplement called husk powder or isabgol. People might have heard it. uh, you can take it every day before bed, because it's just fiber. Isabgol, it's also a brand name called Naturalax. You can take it, and when your fiber content in your body increases, it leads to your happy mind. Happy mind is less stress. Even when you're stressed out, it doesn't affect you as much as it does. People don't realize this, but our diet affects so much with our stress and depression and whatever our emotions go through. So this is it basically. These are two solutions which have, there are many solutions medically, but these are two which everyone can do: box breathing and also fiber consumption. If you do these two, I'm sure, I'm 100% sure this would help you a lot, and I hope it does help you. Thank you. This is it. I'm Mohammed Furqan. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Furqan. It was great insight, especially like you mentioned, happy gut, happy mind. This is something, the takeaway of this workshop, like something that we didn't know about it at all. And something that we can do apart from this whole mental fitness scale, not just the therapy and self-care and everything. What we can do is also, like you said, the fiber intake has a great impact on our mind and our body, and small thing as box breathing. And two things that I forgot to mention that I want to end my workshop with is, to everybody out here, to all the women, especially men, have this whole thing of not acknowledging thing immediately. Sometimes the conflicts are immediately resolved when given space. So uh, give space to the men, give space for them to take decision, acknowledge them, and men learn to be more empathetic to yourself. And I assure you, nothing in this world can be unresolved, and nothing is in an end of the world. It can all be solved, it can all be handled and tackled. You just need to take a step ahead for yourself. Thank you so much. This is Mehnaz Fatima. It was great opportunity for me to be able to talk about it. I hope it was helpful. And I'm right here. If anybody who needs help, who needs a therapy, who needs counseling, please reach out to us. If you can reach out to uh, Imtiaz brother or contact me, we can do a session, we can do therapy and work on it. Jazakallah khair.
For your inspiring supporting men's mental health. Your dedication to raising awareness and breaking the stigma around mental wellness is truly commendable. We appreciate you sharing your experience and knowledge with us today. It's been a meaningful and valuable session for all of us. Thank you so much. If anyone is looking for the counseling sessions, kindly reach out to us. I'm mentioning the contact in the chat box.
If there is somebody who wants to just discuss something or discuss a problem or discuss a situation, who needs to just need somebody to talk to, I'm right here. End of the session, we can have a 101. Please let us know.
If anyone has any questions, they can ask.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Are you able to hear me?
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yes. I'd like to know then how can we get these men to talk like they don't want any conversation regarding any matter. Then how can we convince them, or how can we uh, like what do you say? How to make them agree to talk to us regarding any issue when they don't want to talk? They'll just think of ways to get away from any conversation. So how is it possible to talk to them? Because issues are never settled because they don't talk. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, I can hear you. Ma'am is not there, I think so.
Okay, okay.
A good question from your side.
Pardon?
A very good
Okay.
question from your side. Same problem.
Yeah.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Are you speaking to me or Mehnaz ma'am?
Mehnaz ma'am.
Yeah.
Hello, can you all hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Walaikum assalam. I'm so sorry. There was a technical issue. I couldn't get back immediately. Your
Mhm.
good name?
I'm Akhila.
Um, so you mentioned, that's the very important question, first of all. Men don't open up quickly. It's their inbuilt personality. They are like what's one of the toxic masculinity trait that has been passed down, that they avoid confrontations. Okay. What you can
Yes.
do is when something like that happens and you want an open conversation, find a right time, number one. See what time suits when you're in a better mood, better place, better state of mind, and it's the right time to talk about it. Bring it up and start on a lighter note, saying that, listen, so and so incident happened back then. Can we talk about it? And please be open to criticism. Please be open to suggestion at the beginning. If you want to have a pattern like this to be continued, like when a conflict arises, you need a confrontation. You have to build it over a period of time. So choose a time, choose,
Yeah.
seek permission from your partner and ask them if it's the right time to confront it. Have an open conversation, talk about it. And if it's a deeper level issue, if it's really been bothering you for a very long time and it has been disrupting your relationship, please seek help. You can reach out to a couple counselor or just a counselor where you seek help professionally, where there's this three people sitting together, and that person can be the icebreaker between you guys.
Yeah.
So That's
It's
what I
not just the husbands. Nowadays, even our children, the sons or daughters, whoever, yeah, like they don't want to bring up any topic, anything that is that's a family issue. Like we
I
want to sit and talk about it to solve the issue. They won't come. They don't want to talk about previous things. Just leave it. Just forget it
mm,
this way. So
I
the problem is
understand.
never solved. So and relations are spoiled because of that, distancing it themselves. Like so, it's not just the partners, even our children
Mm,
and maybe our siblings also.
true,
Like in
true.
all relationships, like that. Not
I
just the husband.
understand, yeah. I really understand because that's the sad part, the time we're living in, we avoid the deeper conversation, we avoid
Yeah,
the
nobody wants to
connections.
talk. And
Yeah,
then
no,
they want us to behave normally as if nothing happened, and that's very disturbing. Like I can't like you have heard so much, and then you ask me to behave normally. This is really sad, and the
it
heart
is, it
doesn't agree
is.
to talk. You can't talk to that person who has hurt you, and
Mm,
you don't even want to talk about it. There is no sorry. Forget the sorry. At least there should be some realization that
mm,
we hurt the other person, or maybe they want to talk. They just try to avoid as much as possible bringing other topics in between, playing with children or kids or stupid jokes, and they
mm.
don't want to come to the topic actually.
No, I really
It,
respect that. Yeah, it's your choice. If you don't want to be normal about after the conflict, it's your choice. You've chosen to be like that because you haven't moved on and it has been staying with you. And if you don't, until you don't resolve it, you can't be the same way. That I
Yeah,
absolutely agree. And like you mentioned, it happens with your children, it happens in your own family.
yeah,
At one point of time, we lose that phase of your life. I'm sure your children are in that teenage and that 20 teens age level, you know how their attitudes are. They think everything is fancy, everything is under pure, everything can be ignored. They don't want to share everything at home, especially. So
yeah,
what you
yeah,
can do is create an environment like that. It may not happen overnight, but it'll take time. What you have to first do is build a connection with them. Okay,
yeah.
create
Right.
some kind of a bond with them with over a period of time. It'll take time. Trust me, it'll take time for you to blend. In that process, you may have to ignore a lot of things, even if you don't like it.
Yeah,
So
right.
build a bond with them, connect with them, and then trust me, they'll come back to you in the end. Because that's that space that you create in your relationship that they know that end of the day, she's the one I have to go to. I think she will
Yeah,
understand me. So create that space in your home and outside home. You know what? Actually, it's a waste of time. You can't really change people. People's
yeah,
attitude is out of our control, and we can't change
yeah,
our own emotions, our own things. It's our foolishness to accept
yeah,
anything from them. You be yourself. Your personality can shine wherever you are if you are right. You grow how they are, and if they have been really on the negative part, it will really mirror themselves. Unki personality will outshine.
yeah.
So in your family,
Nowadays,
in your environment, you create that space in your own home where you create a bond and understanding, where you have a family ritual that if something happens after your emotions are settled, you talk about it. It is like the part of the family. You have open conversation, bad, good, rude, upset, whatever, you talk about it. So you have to create that kind of a space. Yeah, tell me.
nowadays people like they take it for granted if you're being good to someone. First of all, they won't believe how can you're too good to be true, like that attitude. So they think if you are good to someone, there is a motive or some reason behind it, or if they will take you for granted when you're helpful and you're always ready to help anyone. So that is also another. They'll use you and just don't care for your feelings. That is another thing. So like uh, misuse in relationships, when they want you, when they want some favor, they will come, and then otherwise
that,
people won't even bother to call you. It's like that. And these are hurtful. So when we try to maintain distance, they feel, you don't even care about us, and they have issues then. So I
And
don't
there's
know
a
how
term called for
no,
this, it's called fear of being judged.
Yeah.
So if we live in that fear of being judged, because we can never please people, number one, there
Yeah.
will be one thing anyway, because if you are perfect, some there might, because of everyone's personality is different, right? You've grown up different, I've grown up different, environment, our thinking capability is different. For you, what is right, maybe for me, it may be wrong.
Yeah.
So the moment we start valuing others' opinion more than ours, we will never be happy, we'll never be content. So let them say what they want, let them do whatever they want. What feels right to you, what feels good to you, do that. And fear of being judged is real. And if we live in that state for a very long time, it may get disturbing. It may
Yeah.
lead into anxiety and anxiousness. So we need to move out of that zone. And how you can do that is divert your mind, find something, find a passion for yourself that gives you happiness. Do something for yourself where your attention is moved from that and you focus on the better things.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying that. Like I have, uh, but now I had some things in my mind, like some hobbies I used to do. But now I'm, because the mind is so disturbed, I don't find interest in those things anymore.
Mm,
What I love to do now, I don't like that anymore because
right.
of these issues. I'm unable to concentrate. I lost that concentration.
I understand. If that has been in your mind for a very long time and these small things has not been helping you, uh, find a time and then maybe you can take a thing and maybe we can have a talk on 101 and see what we can do about it. We can have a deeper conversation on this and
Yes, yes.
maybe find out what it is.
Number you mentioned in the chat box, that's the one I should contact.
Yeah, that's the organization's number. You can tell them about me and we can get in touch.
All right,
We can
inshallah.
see how we can handle it. Don't worry, inshallah, everything will be okay.
Jazakallah khair for your support and kind words.
Anytime, anytime. Like I said, I'm just out here any time of your life. If you need somebody you just need to talk to, you can just reach out to me
Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much.
anytime.
Sometimes we need only someone to listen to us.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just need somebody to talk to.
Yeah. Sometimes even children are not there. They listen, but sometimes they think that we are being, I'm overthinking or like that. Uh, not, it's not like that. Yes,
Mm,
like our experience is more than children's. And
mm,
when I have seen the world, I have seen relations, then I feel that you should now maintain boundaries. Don't get so
mm.
close to people that they use and throw you and then you feel hurt. So maintain a distance. Don't get so close because this time that ikhlas is gone. It's nowhere. You will not find that. Uh, People are not honest in
Absolutely.
relationships.
The times
Akila,
have changed.
Yeah, there is no, because there is no deen. They don't know the meaning of ikhlas. That you do anything you do for the sake of Allah and not for to please someone or to please yourself. If you want to be honest, if you're honest, you will do it for the sake of Allah, not for any worldly gains or because you want to
Ah,
benefit from the person.
see, absolutely. Like, mashallah, you only mentioned yourself. We can't please people. We please only Allah. The end of
Yeah,
the thing that you can't please people. You have just please
this is
Allah. Do
not
your best and
digested.
leave the rest.
This this thing they cannot understand that what I am doing or whatever I am doing, if I'm being good to them and if I offer a helping hand, it's for the sake of Allah. It's not for but people think it's maybe I'm benefiting something or I have too much free time to do things. It's not like that. I'm sacrificing my time and energy just to please Allah, to maintain good relations. This thing they don't, people do not understand nowadays.
True.
Actually, even I had a little bit difficulty in understanding. When I came to Saudi, I saw people were so good, and any neighbors, when I just arrived, my neighbors were waiting outside my house, and I was so scared to open the door. And I got married and came, and I was new because I was scared because to open door to any new person, and you don't know who it is, and like that. But then after a long time, they waited for at least 2 hours and I didn't open the door. Afterwards, I heard a lot of noise, like two, three women and all. Then I opened. So then they said, we are your neighbors. One was the owner of the house. and we came to meet you because you are a new neighbor. So, and I didn't know Arabic also that time, but they somehow I knew, but somewhat, not too much Arabic. But they were able to convince me, and I was so happy and relieved that my God, such a people are there. They come and visit you just to see who's the new neighbor, and they
Yeah,
helped me a lot.
kindness is
And I was,
around us, right?
yeah,
Sometimes we just meet the wrong people and think that
yeah, yeah,
it is there, but Alhamdulillah, kindness is around us.
yeah.
Maybe
But
we,
Alhamdulillah, yeah, because I never found our community like that. So the Arab community, they are very hospital. They show a lot of hospitality and very hospitable people. But in our people, no, they won't even open the door. And if they see a neighbor, they'll run away. They'll close or put off the lights so that others think that they are not at home. This is the attitude of our community. But these people, they welcome you whether they have anything or not. But they just want to talk and be good, and they'll share their food and whatnot. So it was really surprising. How can you be so good? That is what I think now people are thinking. If you are being good, how can you be so good? What questions I had regarding them. Now I feel, yeah, this is the world is like this
but
only.
kindness, inshallah, kindness you give, be kind, inshallah, kindness will come back to you.
Inshallah,
And please get
inshallah.
in touch if you need any help, inshallah, and we
Yeah,
can see
sure,
how we
surely.
can work on it. Okay?
Yes,
Jazakallah
surely,
khair
surely.
for your time,
One,
and
one,
take care of yourself and
jazakumullah.
everybody else. Jazakallah khair.
One, jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.